So tell me, what are we talking about today?
Today on Keepin the Geek Bros, episode 96, we've got WarCraft Refund, the Honest Game Trailer reaction, Clone Wars Season 7 brings the war back to Star Wars. Ford Thought J.J. Abrams was kidding when he was asked back for the Rise of Skywalker. Disney World is giving Cinderella's Castle a royal makeover. Why the Battlestar Galactica reboot won't actually be a reboot at all. Rick and Morty Joins Krispy Kreme for Pickle Rick Donut. Steven Spielberg's daughter comes out as a porn star. Nice. A closer look at Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss on set of Matrix 4. He's never gonna wear the Superman outfit in Crisis Within Infinite Earths. A new Mayonnaise Ice Cream Bar is here. Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7 review, Episode 1, The Bad Batch. Question of the day: is the Kool-Ade man the jar or the liquid? Inebriated Fitness, fat shaming, virtue signaling, and defamation of character revisited. All this and more in this week's episode of Keepin the Geek Bros, a family podcast, allegedly. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the Geek Bros.
Yes! Keepin the Geek Bros podcast. I'm your host, Vibe, and with me is my fellow Geek Bro, singular,
Darth Flex.
Tell these fine people where to find us on social media, and then let's get to it.
Absolutely. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. And if you want to send us emails, specifically nudes, for the love of God, send us some nudes.
Please.
Or dogs. I don't know. Or if you want to send us, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Malware. You can check us out on...
You said malware?
geekbros@yahoo.com. That's GEKBR0S. And if you want to see cool posts, fake news, real news, funny stuff, cool shit, check us out on facebook.com/geekbros with a 0. And then the first place to find us.
The first place.
WeBeGeeksPC.com. Now, if you want to check out this lonely batch of Egyptian cinnamon and milk chocolate, oh man, I had a pretty good skit for this, but I need all the Geek Bros to be here. I'll save it for next time. You can check us out on youtube.com/VibeRep Studios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
Thank you, sir. Before we get to today's topics, we're going to get to comments and questions from you, the audience, and it's a bunch this time, so let's go down the hall. Let's go. So our Facebook comments, that's facebook.com/geekbros with a 0. I don't know what this was about. I cut off the GIF. It was about something. Sabrina O'Sheil Smith said CSB Australia did an interview with him and his mom.
It's Quaden, the little kid who was bullied, and his mother put that video up.
Oh, okay. What was the video exactly? Do you remember?
Him saying that he wants to kill himself because he got bullied, and now a bunch of people sent him a ton of money, and he's getting a bunch of free stuff and cool stuff.
Wow.
But then there's also this thing going on online that he's actually not 9 years old. He's like 18 or 19 years old.
That's what it is. But that dovetails off. There was another story about a family that went to like some Eastern European country and adopted a girl, and then left her in an apartment fully paid for with a social worker because they said she really wasn't 10. She actually was like, did you freeze? Oh, you're not moving. Wow, you were really still. Anyway, so basically, Sabrina O'Sheil Smith, thanks for your comment, also says he's very much a 9-year-old boy. Internet bullies are at their best are the ones spreading lies. They are just as bad as the ones in his school. And then Mike Blanco says, you realize that how untrue this post is, right? And you said, actually, you don't realize. What did you write? You wrote, actually, I don't realize.
Actually, yeah, I don't realize because I don't know this kid. I mean, right. He's asking me if I realize how untrue it is. I'm like, no, obviously.
Oh, there it was. I scrolled down. There it was. The actual thing. Okay, cool. So he's flashing a bunch of colorful money. He's got some like super awesome power reels. Okay, Cool. So, all right. So now moving on to Instagram, the nothing for Instagram. Moving on to YouTube, we've got a bunch of them. Squeezy Bits makes his triumphant return, commenting. He comments on our Skywalker saga, and he says, "I know nothing about Star Wars, but that painting in the back is dope, though." So he's referring to the new location that we are now filming as we are turning it into the new studio. Slow step. Traptown TWC commented big ups to the Invasion for WrestleTopia issue 5 review. Though I actually put out the excerpt for that from before I even put up the video recap of episode 95. Just let you know. Trap House also said, "Keep it up. Looking forward to more videos from you. Don't stop. Would you like to be YouTube friends?" So I don't know if that's. I wouldn't say it's spam because they're talking to me, but it's a weird thing to say. Can you be YouTube friends? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Big ups to our new subscriber, Assassin Gamer 598. Appreciate the subscribe. And Suspicious Behavior Productions, the lovely minds behind Invasion for WrestleTopia. They said, "Wow, what an intro! Thanks for taking the time to read and review our work, guys. It's always appreciated." So, guys, thank you for trusting us with your brand and asking us to review it. Especially since the crap that comes out of our mouth. It was not only an honor, but also what a hell of a risk for you guys. That's all I can say. There's more from YouTube. Okay, this morning I posted the video recap of episode 95, and so Squeezy Bits at the 1 hour 32-minute 30-second mark. He says Bambi's take on Rian Johnson is so good. He quoted him, "You can love something and absolutely kill it. I imagine Rian Johnson putting down a healthy 4-year-old dog. I don't even Star Wars. Oh, I don't even Star Wars like that, but I feel the hate." So that's good right there.
Why does he call Roz Bambi?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you, did we refer to him as Bambi in that, or?
I don't think so.
I find it funny he didn't comment on his little his Ford vs Ferrari review that I put up there. So and okay, now this is definitely spam. Zimmer Tracks sub to me said, "Amazing stuff, more content please. Also, can we be YouTube friends?" So yeah, I have to assume that Zimmer Tracks and Traptown TWC they've gotta be, but I don't know, the TWC they're talking to me, so who knows. Twitter, we've got a new poll 3 days ago, so do you still have, I think last I checked you have 2 days left to vote, but I will just let you know what it is. Should at Rev Studios, that's me, watch at BBC Doctor Who? God fucking damn it. Hashtag Doctor Who, hashtag Vibe, hashtag Geek, hashtag Geek Bro, hashtag Gallifrey. What? Gallifrey?
Gallifrey, man.
Gallifrey. Hashtag Tom Lord. Hashtag The Real OJ32. Hashtag Exterminate. Hashtag Dalek. Hashtag Missy. Hashtag TARDIS. Hashtag Big Run the Inside. Hashtag That's What She Said. So you can choose yes, fuck Joe, and yes, but inebriated. So of course there's no. So by all means, everybody, please choose fuck Joe because A, Joe Taro is missing in action, and B, I don't want to watch Doctor Who, not even a little bit. I have no interest in the show. And an email, of course, coming from Ed from Suspicious Behavior Productions. He says, "Flex and Vibe, thanks so much for the review of issue 5. Issue 6 is 48 pages, 48-page whopper, so it's taking us some time, but is closing in on the finish line. We'll get it to you as soon as we can. Best, Ed." So thanks a lot, Ed. Again, we really appreciate it. We love this. I'm saving each one. We're still waiting on Darth Flex's autographed copy of the first issue, but time. We got time. So, and that is it for comments and questions from you, the audience.
All right. So, what's going on with the Geek Bros?
The Geek Bros, well, I just dropped the 95 video recap. I think it was 2 hours. Very fun. It featured a video review of Ford vs Ferrari from Squeezy Bits, who can't join us, but I'll take it better than nothing. I'm currently editing the ridiculously long, my God, we talk too damn much, 58-minute raw footage of The Witcher. It is officially being broken into 2 parts because it was really good. We spoke really good stuff, and I can't edit out 30 minutes of that, so instead I'm going to edit out 10 minutes, and I'm going to do 2 20-minute segments. I think this is one of the first 2 parts, or maybe it's the only 2-part we've ever had, where I literally have to split it in half. I'm just looking for the natural split point. So other than that, I'm trying to get these guys together so we can watch either Sonic or Birds of Prey while it's still in theaters. But we'll, let you know what we can and can't do about that to review that, because I'm more concerned about getting The Witcher out than anything.
Yes.
Other than that, we do have, we have our new studio location, and look forward to more group meetings. And on the group meetings, of course, Flex will be here earlier, and you get more unboxing, and you get more. I'm gonna start giving you guys, even though the Patreon is not ready yet, I'm gonna start giving you guys the taste of the inebriated reviews. I realize now that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post probably the first 2-3 minutes of the review so you guys can see. I've finally fixed, well, relatively speaking, the first inebriated review that we did back last April, and then Flex and I will start doing inebriated reviews monthly, and preparing a good catalog to put on our Patreon when our Patreon is up. And lastly but lastly, the Vibe Studios webpage, which has been down for months, will officially be back up, but nothing's going to change. I have duplicated the page, so I'm going to reset it to the original page, and then the duplicate all the updates that I've been doing. I'm going to keep working on that so the page can go back up, because people have been asking, why the website is down, and that is the best place to find all Geek Bro stuff and all Vibe Studio stuff. So other than that, that's what's going on. I look forward to new things. If you guys have any requests, whether it be cell phone footage, podcasts, or original recipe webisodes, inebriated reviews, Shut Up I Love It, or unboxing, by all means, email us, geekbros@yahoo.com. I finally caught up pretty much all the stuff, so I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to whatever you guys want to see. I am down. So, if this is your first time listening to our broadcast, then please take a moment to subscribe and leave a comment on your favorite podcasting app. If you're watching us, then don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. Now, YouTube has recently changed our algorithm, and goddamn that algorithm, to favor corporate channels, so independent productions like ours aren't being recommended. It's reducing our views and limiting our exposure to new audience. So please support us, support all the independent creators out there, because we are dying here on YouTube. But without further ado, episode 96 starts now. We're getting into the fresh scent.
Wait a minute.
What?
Did you have anything to report for the weekend?
Did we pass that?
Yeah.
Gent, anything to report?
Yes. I shaved my head. I got new glasses. Actually, I'm getting into The Expanse, and at first, like the first almost 10 episodes, I was completely lost. But it's actually it's a pretty good show, man. I really do recommend it if you get a chance to look at it.
The Expanse is a good show. I've watched
you've seen it?
I've watched the first 3 episodes, but I never got into it, and I kind of just stopped.
Okay,
I watched the first 3. I kind of liked it. It gave me a Battlestar Galactica feel at first, and that's what. At one point when it came out, I was looking for a replacement to Battlestar Galactica, and anything that seemed like it, like Stargate Universe and The Expanse, things like that. I was looking for that space opera, that space drama, but I don't know. Stargate Atlantis was the closest thing that came for me, and not Stargate's Universe, but they canceled it, so kind of gave up. So sad. I should go back and check it out.
Yeah.
I have nothing to report. The weekend was filled with editing. I guess I edited my friend, former Miss Celebrity Miami, my original collaborator with the studio. She asked me to edit a promo for her Women Empowering Level Up conference that happened last Saturday. I have to message her and see how that went. So I edited that, which was different. It was nice. It was a nice change of pace to edit something different than original Geek Bro stuff or travel vlog stuff. So it was good. I did it in 2 days. But other than that, nothing new to report. So now we're gonna move on to Fresh Scent.
Fresh Scent.
What's new in the gaming world? Video games out this week by Darflex.
Absolutely. Man, I don't know why February is so sad and so lackluster. I think it's because it's Black History Month. I don't know.
Or Valentine's.
Yeah. Shit. All right, so we're going to start with the 25th. We have 2 Points Hospital for the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. We have Infliction Extended Cut for the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. On the 26th, we have Warlander for the PC. We have Edgar Bach in Bulzak for the PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Yeah, it's weird. On the 27th, we have Overpass for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. We have on the 28th, Kingdom Under Fire, The Crusaders for the PC. We have Metro Redo for the Nintendo Switch. We have Blood Roots for the PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Then we have Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which I think is like a Dynasty Warriors game for the
Really?
PC and PS4. And then lastly, we have One Punch Man,
Oh,
A Hero Nobody Knows for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
what kind of game is that? Is that a fighting game? Is it a role playing game? Is that an action RPG?
I only saw a still of it. I don't know. I think it's like maybe an action RPG or it might be a fighting game or it might be a little bit of both. Like you walk around and then you go into like a fighting scene. Only one way to find out.
I play that game only if it's an action RPG. Like I love action RPGs right now. Kind of in the vein, of course, of Kingdom Hearts, or I guess you can say Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order is an action RPG.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game.
Well, stuff like that, which I haven't finished yet, so don't spoil it for me. I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it now that I think about it. It's funny because I'm playing this cat game on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Cat something, and basically it's an action RPG running around you as a cat. You're beating up all these things, and it was $2, and I was like, let me just get it. And I love it. Now there's a part 2 for $15. It's 2 players. I can't wait to play that with one of my sons. That'll be fun for me. But I digress. The battle for Azeroth continues. Darflex.
Absolutely. Which, by the way, before we get into this, you should definitely get that Xbox working, bro.
I already told you that I'm gonna buy a controller for it. I'm gonna get the Game Pass, and by this weekend I'm gonna set up in my room and we're gonna play. And I'll give you the entire weekend to play whatever game, and so I can suck at it.
All right.
There you go.
Okay. So, World of Warcraft. Well, as most of us already know, Warcraft 3 Reforged has been released, but for the World of Warcraft, we have a few events. We actually just missed a pretty good one, Hatching of the Hippogriffs. It was actually last night. Those who head to Faralas will be able to bear witness to the yearly hatching of the hippogriffs. You may even make a little friend for the day. Now, since we did miss this, obviously you're going to have to look forward to the next yearly hatching of February 23rd, 2021. But that's not all. We have Ongoro Madness, which runs through March 17th and 19th. Dinosaurs are running amok in Ongoro. Help quell the rampage, and you'll be awarded some temporary evolution buffs. All right. Then we have March of the Tadpoles, which is on April 5th. This is actually a pretty fun event. It's a new one. Each year, the Winterfin Murlocs allow their tadpoles free reign over their village. You can make a difference by adopting your favorite, feeding it, and protecting it from nearby predators. It's kind of like the sea turtle release we do here in Florida, except you can't really adopt them because that's illegal. Then we have Volunteer Guard Day running on April 28th. Step into the shoes of a guard in the major cities with a salute, and you'll get to serve and protect the city just like them. Stay vigilant and watch out for any invaders. That sounds like fun. Well, not really, because these motherfuckers don't allow PvP, pieces of shit. All right. I mean, if they allowed PvP without permission, it'd be awesome, because you could just go kill these noobs. Then we have the Spring Balloon Festival, similar to the Chinese Lantern Festival. So several of Azeroth's characters, some of who you might recognize, are giving tours of Azeroth in their hot air balloons. You'll enjoy the commentary and interact with other citizens that you take seriously. So we have all these new, which, by the way, you can check this in your calendar when you log into the game on your heads-up display. You have your calendar that gives you all the events. Now, I like that. It's giving you these options to kind of experience the World of Warcraft, not so much play it, but like, now you can sit down and watch a band play music. Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of lame if you're a human being, but like if you're immersed in the game, or if you're on some really good psychedelics, you're there. You're in Azeroth listening to a band, or you can go on a hot air balloon and you can hear the main characters tell you a story. That part actually interests me. I do like good storytelling, whether it's in person or virtually. So that seems like fun. That's pretty much it for the Battle for Azeroth. Though the beta for Shadowlands will be coming out soon. So if you are subscribed, look out for that, and you can sign up to be one of the beta testers, and you can beta test Shadowlands, which should be released later this year or beginning of next year.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna move on to okay. So I assume that you watched because it was one of you who posted in the group chat the Warcraft refund, the Honest Game Chiller.
Yeah,
Okay, that was
Garble.
so funny.
It was very.
I it was just the best thing that I've seen. So how much of that is accurate though that you're aware of?
I don't know. I have not played the game, but based on what Roz mentioned last time with the multiplayer thing and licensing all the multiplayer custom games,
Right.
that part seems to be true, right? Because they don't want them to monetize, stuff using their game. Um, it I don't know. There's one thing that does suck because in the game you're able to switch between the newer reforged one and the older version.
Right.
So apparently, if you do that, it just starts the level over again. Like you can't. It doesn't track your progress. So that's kind of whack. Multiplayer is still the same, but more so.
Didn't they get rid of a few was it mods? I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, mod. See, I never really played the scenario. Like I only played custom games because those were fun. If I played like actual RTS online with these Korean kids, I would always get destroyed. But that still holds true. It's no fun playing online like that because then when we getting murdered. I don't know. I have not played the game. This is
okay. How about this?
Actually,
do you intend on
yes,
getting it?
I do.
You do. Okay.
I do.
Well then maybe we should look forward to your review of that after you get it. But then the problem is though is that how soon do you think you're gonna get it? Because I don't want them to patch their way out of it by the time you get it, because then you won't be able to experience the
I should be getting it maybe early.
No rush. Just curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it early next month, I think.
I know I'm not getting it, even though I love me some Warcraft 3. I'm just not interested in it at all. And
I still have Warcraft 3 on my MacBook, but the original one.
I have the original too. It's the physical copy. It's somewhere. It's actually upstairs on my bookshelf. So, all right. Well, if any of you are playing Warcraft 3 Reforged and want to give us your 2 cents, by all means, emails geekbros0@yahoo.com. We are absolutely thrilled to hear what you have to say and laugh about it because it's fun for us. And with that being said, we're going to move on to Inebriated Fitness. Darflex is an exercise physiologist with a BS in exercise and sports science. He is a certified CSCS strength conditioning coach, a CISSN sports nutritionist, sports injury specialist, and currently an MMA weight cut specialist and nutritionist. That is a mouthful. Fat shaming, virtue signaling, and defamation of character revisited. Now, just so you guys remember, fat shaming is defined as the action or practice of humiliating somebody or judging them to be fat or overweight by making mocking or critical comments about their size. Virtue signaling is the action of practice of publicly expressing opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or the moral correctness of one's position on a particular issue. Defamation of character is defined as defamation is the oral or written communication of a false statement about another that is unjustifiably unjustly harms their reputation or usually constitutes a tort or crime. In several countries, including South Korea and Sweden, communicating a true statement can also be considered defamation. Really? Wow. Okay. I did not know that. And I put that there. I don't remember reading that. All right. By all means, sir, drop us with this.
All right.
You chose to revisit this, so I'd love to know why.
Yeah, because I just got really angry. So, my career revolves around fitness, but that's an umbrella term. My focus is biochemistry in relation to human performance, as well as nutrition and physiology. Right.
Right.
So just online on a group, I was giving some professional advice to someone who was overweight, right? Okay. So, and this is public, and the person, appreciated the information. I can say that. Now, other people are jumping on there saying like, oh, you're fat shaming this person. They're fine just the way they are. I'm like, first of all, I never called them fat. I'm answering his questions. When I talk to people who want their goal is to lose weight, unless you're like a personal friend, I don't use the term fat. I use the term, I'll use terms like obese, overweight, or, clinically obese if you're like, instead of using morbidly obese, which is, But I typically stay away from calling people fat. When I look at their composition, I don't say you have fat here. I typically, reference lean body mass, and then I'll compare it to the amount of free fatty acids the body has, right? So it's like, I wonder why people, So like with this virtue signaling, right? The actions of practice to publicly expressing opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character. Well, okay, so pretty much this person is trying to seem like the good guy by telling this person that, no, you're not fat, you're perfect just the way you are, and so on and so on. Which at no point did I say anything otherwise, right?
Right.
And it's just baffling. Like, look, man, it's okay to feel good about yourself. It's okay to feel pretty. It's okay to like yourself. You are, if you're a big person and that's how you want to be, that's fine, but don't confuse, because this person's point is, why am I trying to push this kind of lifestyle on this person? They don't need it. Okay. If he was asking me a question of self-esteem, like, no, man, bro, you're fine. Go fucking be you, do you, right? But that's not what it was. He was asking legitimate help on how to, make certain lifestyle changes that would have a positive outcome on your health. So, again, it's okay to be big. It's okay to feel comfortable in your skin. I don't think I've ever argued that.
True.
The thing I want people to not mistake is that being comfortable in your skin, thinking you're beautiful, being called beautiful regardless of what you look like, does not transfer to your health. You can feel as beautiful as you want. Doesn't mean you're healthy. And look at me, I'm like 25% body fat. That's overweight by all standards. It bothers me so fucking much that someone started to put words in my mouth as though I was attacking someone when I was actually helping them. But two is like, bro, stop encouraging people to be fat. Stop encouraging people to think it's healthy to be fat. It's okay if you want to think that it's okay you look the way you look,
right.
But don't get it twisted, man. Being big and beautiful is not good for your heart. Right. Being obese is not good for your health. Like, I've been the heaviest I've been was 265 pounds. And this is just me. I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't think I looked beautiful. And not so much because of my appearance. It's just my body, I felt slow. My joints hurt. It sucked. It fucking sucked. And that is like a direct effect of being overweight. It's not the way I felt emotionally. It's just physically I was aching. I was in pain. I just want people to understand that you should be comfortable with who you are and understand that health and self-esteem are typically not the same thing unless you're talking about mental health. And then lastly, people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about should back the fuck up or present me with a degree or some kind of thesis that they have that they can come and actually legitimately have an argument with me. I don't mind, rhetoric at all. I don't. And I don't mind arguments. I don't mind that stuff. If you know what you're talking about, if you have a purpose,
right?
That was my biggest issue with the bacons to beans girls. Believe it or not. But that's my big.
They've rebranded to Tipsy Sisters Kitchen, so that's over.
Yeah, because they realized what they were doing with bullshit, and they were probably gonna get sued for malpractice and malfeasance. But I'm a man of science. Just like you always say, what is it? Believe only what you can prove.
Yes. Listen to everything, but believe only what you can prove.
I listen to everything, and most of the stuff that I, stand by, I can very easily prove. I have a lab right down the street. I can take anybody there and prove it. So just I want to leave people with this, the ones who are virtue signaling and on this whole cancel culture people. Watch your fucking mouth. All right? If you're gonna make an argument, back it up with real shit. Don't just give me your fucking useless opinions, because opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and not every asshole is a good one.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, so watch your fucking mouth. Understand what you're saying, because with your little stupid opinions could change someone's life for the worse.
True.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, and to dovetail off of that, you guys know that I've been on a dietary, nutritional, and fitness journey, being led by Darflex, who I purposely approached him to, help me and work with me, and I'm still waiting for the Carnivore Diet. And so
Oh, shit.
yeah, oh shit. But I make it very clear, I'm fine with the size that I'm at. I really am. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to look stronger. I'm not trying to be more attractive to women. But I personally know, at my age, at my height, that I have no business being this weight. That's the reason why I'm doing it. It's not for any other reason than I know better. I know for a fact that I have no business being this heavy. So, which is why I'm going through. It's not a self-esteem issue. It's not a nothing issue. I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was, I'd probably be going harder than I am right now. That's what she said. But the reality is, though, is that I'm doing it because I know I have no business being this way, and that's I don't need anybody telling me, oh, but you're fine the way you look and blah 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 blah. I know I'm fine, but for my health, my longevity, for my youth, what little I have left, I need to drop some weight.
Mhm.
I need to drop a stone. So I just want to throw it out there that not to make it personal, but that those who are admitting it's not a sign of being shamed or self-esteem or cry for help for somebody to admit that what my body isn't the way it's supposed to be, the way it should be. I'm not healthy, or I could look better. So I just want to dovetail with that. So thank you, sir. If you want more fitness and nutrition tips, or you would like to see some sweet UFC posts, follow my man here on Instagram. That's Darth_Flex, DARTH_FLEXX.
Just
Yes.
one thing. This is just for you to answer your carnivore diet thing, but I'm going to say in the article right now, but also for our listeners too. The carnivore diet is pretty simple. You're just eating, meat and like eggs and milk. So I'm just give you a quick list. I'll send the article so you can review it yourself, so you can see the benefits. But
Okay.
and this is a legitimate study from a buddy of mine over at Honored Academy. But the carnivore diet food list is typically meat, so steak, chicken, stuff like that, pork, fish. Okay, any kind of fish is okay. But the best choices are going to be things like sardines and salmon with a higher fat content, because that's what you want for your heart and for your brain, as well as muscular development. Whole eggs are part of the carnivore diet. Dairy products, so cheese, milks, yogurts, pretty good stuff. Bone marrow, believe it or not, is actually like a superfood.
Where do I get
right?
bone marrow from? What?
From like bone. So like you can go to, for example, Food Town, the Asian market down my street sells bone marrow. You can buy a whole bone, like a femur.
Okay.
And you can just roast it with some garlic and stuff, and you take the marrow out of the bone. It's like butter. It's delicious. You put it on your meat, or you put it with like some rice or something. It's really good.
Okay.
But it's high in iron. It's high in a lot of things, and it's very nutrient dense. Has a lot of collagen too. Collagen, as you know, is good for your skin, hair, and all that shit. Let's see. So what kind of condiments can you use? Typically, it's just salt, pepper, any kind of herbs. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you definitely want to supplement. I would suggest you supplement with a multivitamin. Just in case you're in a deficiency for vitamins you would receive from plant-based products like vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K, and so on, which is very easily available too. They make a product called Athletic Greens, which is one serving pretty much gives you your whole daily allowance of vegetables and fruits,
Yeah.
which is yeah. And also, if you want it to be keto, it's very easy to be keto on a carnivore diet.
Yeah, I heard that when I was discussing the carnivore diet. I said that's pretty much how you get ketosis, and I was like, well, that's not what I'm trying to go for, but
Yeah.
Intro to the carnivore diet. Okay, so what not to get off topic or on topic, what am I restricted on the carnivore diet? Are we talking about starches, rices, and beans?
So typically, you want to stay away from fruits.
Okay.
I know it's something blasphemy, right? Fruits, grains, breads, cookies. Just anything that's not animal product.
Okay.
A couple of things you are able to use are like mushrooms, because believe it or not, mushrooms are much closer to the animal kingdom than they are to the plant kingdom, and they're also pretty high in mushroom per ounce and per calorie offered. Pretty high in protein. So you can add some mushrooms. You can add herbs, obviously, to season your meats and stuff like that. Caramelized onions, so it's not bad. Or you want to caramelize onions and kind of saute some spinach is fine. But you want to really limit those plant-based foods. I would say only use them for flavor. So the onions, the garlics, chives, shallots, stuff like that. Just use it for flavor. You don't want to make it an actual component of the meal, for nutritional value. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like it shouldn't be a significant portion. It should just be like a condiment or something, or a garnish. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, we're gonna get into this more. I do intend to incorporate a carnivore diet into my intermittent fasting. See what happens. What's the worst that can happen? But I will definitely follow you guys listening. And we will probably do a full take on the carnivore diet next podcast as an Inebriated Fitness. But that was your intro to the carnivore diet for me, and you guys are just listening. So thank you. All right, moving on to Star Wars, Clone Wars, Season 7 review. We're gonna be reviewing every episode, every podcast, and you guys are gonna love it. And what is it, 12 episodes? So the next 12 weeks, you'll get one episode every week, and we're going to review it for you guys. Like we did things such as Love, Death, Robots, and I think it was... What else did we do that for? We did it for one more thing. I don't remember what it was.
We did it for the Dark Crystal.
And the Dark... No, we didn't do one. We didn't review
each episode of the Dark Crystal. God, we did do another one. I forgot what it was.
We did do another one. I just don't remember what it was. But anyway, so episode 1, The Bad Batch. Darflex, we're back with Clone Wars. That's season 7. It's back. How do you feel about this being the intro to return us to the world that was so unceremoniously canceled from Cartoon Network?
I thought it was really good, man. As soon as Bad Batch came in, it immediately thought of... You ever seen Hot Shots with Charlie Sheen?
I want to say yes.
He's got the red bandana on.
Right,
bro. So he is exactly Charlie Sheen in Hot Shots. If you look at Charlie Sheen, I don't know if you could Google it or not, but look at Charlie Sheen in Hot Shots. It's exactly that same character, like uncanny. I thought that these Bad Batch clones are a very good addition. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air from the traditional clones we have.
Right.
And I'm excited because I feel like we're gonna get attached to them. And we're gonna see them die, but like in a badass way. Like when it's like that, I don't feel bad.
Right.
Like I actually appreciate it, So
I thought the same thing. I was like, yes, you're making them likable and lovable just so you can kill them in 2 episodes.
And I'm just happy that I'm like, bro, I love Clone Wars. If the sequels have any treasure, it is the Clone Wars. And baby Anakin Skywalker. But yeah, no, it's great to see Rex again. Does the animation seem different to you, or?
Yeah, they did change the animation a bit.
Like just slightly, right? Like just slightly.
Yeah,
I saw you better.
Very slightly. I think it's better. But yeah, they did smooth out some of the angles on purpose. That was I remember seeing something about that. So they did look a little different on purpose. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that it's just like the season 1, how it began with Yoda talking to a bunch of clones, and it was really just kind of like a clones episode. I think this is a great idea. No Jedi, just clones doing their thing. And here's the thing: did you watch the original animation, The Clone Wars? Like
yeah, of course.
Okay, so tell me that the Bad Batch, when they got shot down by and they crashed, that didn't resemble the exact same scene where it was an ARC trooper and a bunch of troopers. They're going through this city, and they're trying to infiltrate the big gun, and they were shot down the exact same way. I mean, even the thing crashed exactly the same way. They came out of the thing the same way. The pilots died the same way, and I was like, dang, it had to have been an homage. There's no way.
One thing I appreciate about this is, so when Clone Wars first came out, it gradually got darker.
Yes.
But this one straight up kicked into it. Like when they got shot down, like the shot goes straight to the pilot's seat. And then when they flip the ship, you see his body limp over.
Yep.
And then it just blows up. I'm like, awesome.
Well, of course. I mean, I don't think they were going to restart. They were already at the dark place. You're not going to start over again. No, you're going to keep going. You're going to emphasize it. So I think it was great. I enjoyed it. I think it was a great beginning. The look and the design of the Bad Batch, especially when they have their helmets on, is badass. Like when I saw that, I knew I was like, my son, he's gonna be asking me for those Legos as soon as they come out, because they were really cool looking.
And it's because him and I had a pretty good conversation about Delta Squad from
really?
the Republic Commandos. Yeah, that day that we got pretty inebriated. But I think, see, I wish they would have done this earlier. Not necessarily Delta. I mean, not necessarily Bad Batch, but had Delta Squad, had the Republic Commandos. I would just, because there's so much potential there. Like now we have Bad Batch, who are pretty much, for lack of a better term, they're operaters. So they're special forces, which is what Delta Squad is, or what the Republic Commandos is. Man, I'm glad to see Bad Batch now, but I really wish they would have done something with the Republic Commandos in the previous seasons, because we did see them, but only when they were bringing back the body of a Jedi. I forget her name.
Lava.
No, not her. The one with the squid head.
Yes.
The girl. Yeah, but I don't know. It's gonna be pretty badass. It's funny because I'm thinking when I look at Bad Batch, it's just like a crappy term. Like when I see you guys, I don't think disability. I think this ability.
What did you think about after they crashed and the Bad Batch said they went and took on the entire droid squad on their own? What did you think about that scene? That scene was freaking amazing to me.
It was.
When he took a piece of it and he was blocking, they were shooting, and then he'd call out some kind of angle and throw some EMP and he'd blast it. But what really got me was when they raided the communication tower. You can't tell me that entire uncut sequence didn't make you want to go play Battlefront afterwards. It was first person, and you're with a squad, and they're blasting, and you're following, and the camera is unbroken following. Dude, I watched it on my phone, so I couldn't get. I wanted to play Battlefront so bad after that. It looks so good.
Do it. You should play Battlefront on Xbox.
Play Battlefront. Oh, on Xbox with the game. Is it on Game Pass?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So, what did you think that scene, that unbroken long take scene, where they're running through and just shooting all the different? And here's the thing, real quick. If there's any episode that showed how ridiculous those battle droids are, it was this episode. How did the CIS?
Yeah. Yes.
How did they win anything with the battle droids being so useless like that? They were useless. They are useless.
I think just sheer numbers.
That's what I thought. That they just had numbers, and that's what the point of those battle droids were just numbers. But anyway, sorry, back to what I said. Unbroken shot. What did you think when they raided the communication tower?
Fucking outstanding. I had no complaints because typically I break down stuff like, man, this is really bad tactics, but they were pretty dead on. I mean, and again, they're going against droids, like you said, they are quite useless, but it was good. It was good.
Now, spoiler alert. What did you? I don't follow the lore as much anymore, so it didn't hit me until I had my son explain it to me. But spoiler alert! The revelation that Echo might be alive. Now, how do you feel about that?
I think I read that on Wikipedia before this came out, actually. I don't know if it was Echo or another one of the clones that they pretty much had a droid body. So I don't know if this is the case or not. Something to do after the death of before the death of General Grievous. It wasn't after, it was before. Had nothing to do with General Grievous. That's a different droid I'm thinking about. But I think it was Echo. He was like a cyborg now.
Really?
And I think this is what it's gonna be.
Interesting. Well, curious. Well, it goes without asking, but are you excited for the rest of the season, the next 11 episodes?
No. That's absolutely.
So I cannot wait. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. The animation looks great, and hang in there with us, guys. We've got 11 more weeks to go. Star Wars, Clone Wars, Season 7. We're gonna keep reviewing it. Moving on to question of the day. I stole this randomly because it was a question that Darflex asked in our group chat. He said, "Is Kool-Aide Man the jar or the liquid?" Now, Kool-Aide Man is the primary mascot of Kool-Aide, a brand of flavored mixed drinks. The character has appeared on television and print advertising as a fun-loving, gigantic, anthropomorphic pitcher filled with tropical punch Kool-Aide and marked with a smiley face on the glass pitcher. So, why did you ask this question? Why did this came out of nowhere?
I was just like thinking through stuff, and I always thought like, man, is the Kool-Aid man the jar or the liquid? Like, what would happen if you empty the liquid? And also, why does he only pick the red flavor? You know who gave a really good explanation for this is Squeezy Bits. Actually, let me read his response because.
Read his response.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck, man." All right, so let's see. Okay, first he said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Yeah. So let's see. He says, definitely the jar. The liquid is his blood, obviously. I'm like, how so? He says, well, I'm going to open the Bible real quick and find the answer. Hey, Google, what's this motherfucker's problem? Okay, so if someone gets shot, you can always replace blood with more blood. Unfortunately, the Kool-Aid guy, his skin is both bone and epidermis. That doesn't have self-healing properties. He is as much the Kool-Aid guy as much as Batman is a bat. Without the suit, he's just a man. Like the Kool-Aid, he's just a picture. I don't know if I'm high as fuck right now, or how dare you ask this question. So I think he's saying it's all in one, I guess.
I see. When I was thinking about it, I was like, well, maybe it's like if you believe in the soul, you know, that the liquid is his soul and the jar is his body. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like we become just a vessel for nothing. We become just a lump of whatever without a soul. If you believe in a soul, or they're all spark or whatever. So when I thought about it, I was okay. Well, maybe the liquid is his soul, and the jar is just the body. So they're not mutually exclusive. They are one and the same in theory. So, because I don't know what a soul is without a body, and a body without a soul is a lump of flesh on the floor. So that's what I thought.
It's called a ginger, but okay.
Understood. So have you come up with your own explanation or your own answer, or you go?
I don't know. Is there only one Kool-Aid man?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure.
So is this motherfucker like? What's he selling? Is he selling powdered soul, or like is he selling his powdered jizz or something? Like, what is he giving people?
He's corrupting our souls with because have you ever spilled Kool-Aid on anything and watched that thing dye the counter?
No, I don't drink Kool-Aid. I didn't grow up in the hood, but
Understood. Well, I have, and with fried chicken, and whenever we spilled a little bit of it on the counter, it stained the counter. If you didn't get to it with bleach, like within the first 10 minutes, you won't get that stain out. It'll stay there. And I'm thinking, I remember the last time I had Kool-Aid, and it was at the old apartment, and just for the hell of it, because the boys like sometimes, and just a little drop, fell on my white counter, and it never came out. And I said, I'm never buying this again. If this is gonna stain a counter that I can't even use bleach to get out of it, can you imagine what is dyeing your insides to look like? Kool-Aid, tennis-free stuff. So yeah, that's that. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it.
I guess it's the same when I eat beets. When I eat beets, I pee red and I shit red.
Yeah, but at least beets is at least theoretically nutritious. It's a vegetable. This is artificial food coloring dye, liquid dye you're putting into your body. That's dyeing your entire inside. I mean, they're already red, but it's probably way more red. Try it one day. We should try it one day. We should get some Kool-Aid and just like drop it on something white and see how badly it stains and go from there. So, that being said, we're moving on to Open Mic.
Open Mic!
All right. See, Clone Wars Season 7 premieres brings the war to Star Wars. Now, this article comes from, Jesus Christ, artstechnica.com, whatever. So the series began in 2008, airing first on Cartoon Network and then moving to Netflix and now residing in Disney+. The Clone Wars ran for 6 seasons, but unfortunately, series creator Dave Filoni has plotted its run for 8. So the show never reached its conclusion, failing to create closure for fans who love favorite characters like Anakin Skywalker, Padme, Ahsoka Tano, or the Clone Troopers Rex, or the Grand Army Republic. So, the first of these arcs to get a full Disney treatment, as discovered, is the first 2 episodes. Is a story formerly known as The Bad Batch, which is an all-out, unproduced story that was and they actually released this before. Story focuses on Captain Rex and the main lead. Okay. I am leaving that. The Leave No Soldier Behind mission that follows puts the war in Star Wars, something in the live-action films have regularly left to the imagination. Even though Rex may not be familiar face to those just tuning in, he immediately established himself as a sympathetic commander, and familiar military film trope is a good entry point for the Disney Plus series, which is true. I agree that this episode, if you've never watched Clone Wars before, this would be a good way to begin, because it's just throws you smack dab in the middle. It faces if the only faces you're gonna recognize are Anakin and Padme and Obi-Wan and blah blah blah. For those who will watch earlier seasons and remember the sacrifice of the character Rex is set upon rescuing, it's an amount of a triumph to see him finally return to the season. What I want to say is that with this saying that this brings the war back to Star Wars, episode 1, we just reviewed episode 1 of season 7. Would you say yes, this brought the war back to Star Wars?
The way that shit opened up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, if you keep reading, I mean, so we're expecting the Siege of Mandalore, possibly?
Yes, we're going to get the Siege of Mandalore. It's going to end with the Siege of Mandalore. It's going to go just past Revenge of the Sith. Remember, it ends just a little bit after Revenge of the Sith, because we're going to watch the Siege of Mandalore, which, of course, spoilers, if you read the Ahsoka book, you know what happened to Siege of Mandalore. And that's where...
if you watch Rebels, you also know.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, they don't really... I mean, did they really touch upon that?
The war between the Jedi and Mandalorians?
No, the Siege of Mandalore is not the war.
Oh wait, you're right.
That's when Ahsoka takes a batch of clones to go take out Maul, who's taking over the planet.
Is this supposed to also tie up the Mandalorian series as far as like?
Well, I don't know if they're going to explain.
It does mention it here.
It says that because at the end of the Mandalorian series, spoiler alert, General, what's his name? Gideon? I forget what his name is.
Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon. Moff Gideon has the dark saber. And the last time we saw the dark saber was with Sabine Wren gave it to, oh man, what's her name?
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. So we're assuming
Smash.
that Smash. We're assuming that somehow in that siege, Bo-Katan must lose the dark saber to Moff Gideon, or somehow must lose it, because there's no way they're gonna have the siege of Mandalore and Bo-Katan's not gonna be there with the dark saber. So that's probably where it connects. We might even see, for all we know, a baby Mandalorian guy. What's his name again? Darjin. Yeah.
Darren
Jin Darren. Yeah, we might even see a baby him. So
you think we'll also see? I mean, I know we saw in the trailers, right? Kanan next to Dabba Balaba.
No, well.
Literally,
well,
yes, you didn't see it in the hologram. You see Dabba, and then you see her little Padawan, a male, next to her.
Yeah.
I would have to assume
that would be fantastic to bridge the gap for both Mandalorian and for Rebels. If they better do that, they better show Kanan escape. You know,
look it up on Google. Like, look at the still of the shot. I'm pretty. I mean, if it's a male Padawan around that time at his age, I would only have to assume that that's Kanan.
Jarrus or Caleb Doom. Well, I look forward to it. I cannot wait. I really wish that if any show that could have been dropped Netflix style would have been this. They should have dropped this Netflix style. They wouldn't. But that would have been great. I would have binge watched the hell out of this.
Me too. But you know what? I do appreciate that Disney is giving us weekly content rather than just dropping it all down.
I agree.
It kind of gives us that anticipation and excitement to watch it and then discuss it as friends.
And which is great. And that is great if that was the point of it. That's not the point of it. They want you to stick with they want your money. That's the reason why they're doing it. They're not.
Well, yeah, of course.
But if that was the reason, I would have appreciated it. But that's not the reason.
But silver lining, just.
Yeah, of course. All right, we're gonna move on to Harrison Ford thought J.J. Abrams was kidding when he was asked back for the Rise of Skywalker. His article comes from Yahoo.com/entertainment. Harrison Ford is opening up about returning for last year's Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Ford's iconic character Han Solo appeared for one surprise scene in the 9th and final film of the Skywalker saga, despite the fact that Solo had been killed off by his son Kylo Ren in the 7th film, The Force Awakens. During the scene, Solo shares a heartwarming and loving conversation with Ren, convincing him to turn away from the dark side. Ford recently told USA Today that the decision to have the fan favorite character return was made by director J.J. Abrams. He says, when J.J. asked me to do it, I said, "Are you kidding me? I'm dead." 477 said that he said, "Sort of dead. You can do this." He hadn't written anything at the time, but he said, "This is going to be great." So I said, "Okay, if J.J. asked you to do something, then you'd probably do it." And he's a very persuasive guy. So What do you think? I mean, I get it. It made sense. Like when he appeared, that was like a shocking moment. Like what the hell is that? And there's still many. There's still many different theories about how he appeared. Whether it was Kylo Ren was having a psychotic break, whether he was a Force ghost, whether Leia conjured him up just before she died, which is what I believe. I believe Leia conjured him up before she died. What do you think about his reaction? And do you have a theory about what Han Solo really was? His appearance, what it really was?
Do I? Well, I I remember you said that's supposed to be Carrie Fisher, but I think it's better that it was Han Solo than it was Carrie Fisher.
Mm. Oh, I fully believe that's what that was supposed to be. It was supposed to be.
But honestly, it makes more sense because his redemption was through both his parents, right? I think it was very well placed, especially when Han told him the same thing he told him in The Force Awakens. And then, well, so did Ben. It says, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And you already had the strength of a mother that, stopped him from killing Rey and ultimately, brought the spark to his redemption. And then you have his father who, his father loved him. And even when his own son stabbed him, you could still see the love in Han's eyes. As he's dying, he goes and he caresses
he touches his face. Yep. Because he was, and I always thought that was him saying, "I forgive you for this," kind of thing. But I think Han Solo knew he was gonna die. He knew he was going there to get to die.
Yeah.
Because the way he hugged her.
Han Solo or Harrison Ford?
No, Han Solo, the character itself. Because the way he hugged Leia when she said, "Bring our son back," the look on his face was, if I attempt to do this, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be killed. I know it. I don't think it was. It's gonna be. This is really hard. I think he knew he was sacrificing his life if he attempt to bring him home. So I whenever I looked at the scene again after, I said he knew he was gonna die. That was a point.
And I mean I think it's funny Harrison Ford's reaction. I'm like, I'm fucking what?
Yeah, what do you do? I'm dead.
But I do appreciate that scene though, father to son and then mother to son as well too. It's just that little circle, it just came full circle pretty much.
Yeah.
Or it was the Holy Trinity pretty much. Okay. And it was just nice to see Han. It was nice that this time when Ben said, "I know what I have to do, but I don't have the strength to do it," the love of his father was finally realized, and he did have the strength to do what he had to do, and he threw away his lightsaber.
You think we're gonna see that lightsaber again?
That piece of shit. That's like something you would buy like in China, bro. No.
I'm surprised that when it comes to even when it comes to marketing, they didn't change his lightsaber. They never changed it. They never made him fix it. They never did anything with it. I always thought that was only gonna be a one-off for 7, but at 8 or 9 he was gonna have something new. But then again, the same thing. Rey never got anything until the very end anyway. All right, well, we're gonna move on to a topic that should have been Garbanzo's. Disney World is giving Cinderella's Castle a royal makeover. This article comes from FoxNews.com. It says here, the conceptual designs of Disney's bold, shimmering royal makeover appear to show more vibrant blues on the rooftops and spires. They also appear to be gold accents around the turrets, windows trim, and compared with the current castle. So it looks more regal than it does currently now from the concept art that we see here. So they just added gold and more rims. And I find it funny because when we went to Disney all together as a group for the former host's surprise engagement, you had that big ass crane, like in all the videos and all the pictures, just sitting right there, ruining everything. And I remember thinking, as I'm recording, as I was Facebook living it for him, and all I can think about is when are they just gonna fucking tear this thing down? Or do something. Why is a crane? Why do you have a crane right in this thing? This is so, like, why do you bring the crane down or something? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it didn't make any sense why you had this big ass crane in that shot just sitting there like that. Why wouldn't you bring it down and then bring it back up? Because they weren't doing construction at the time. It was just literally just sitting there. So I mean, I don't care about the remodeling. I don't ever go to Disney.
Same.
But I put this day for Garbanzo, and he didn't make it, so maybe he'll chime in if he does make it, or we'll put it for next time. So if you care, don't email us because I won't read it. All right, moving on. Why Battlestar Galactica reboot won't actually be a reboot at all? Now this is a series that I've been. It's basically the Witcher slash Dark Crystal series that I want to throw at Darflex, and one day we're going to figure it out. I need a good maybe to take a day off, because if you're off on Monday,
You know that well, yeah, on Monday, I guess. But remember that idea we had of getting an Airbnb, just having like a Geek Bros weekend where we just do a bunch of content? I think that'd be a great one too. I'll probably bring in some THC pills. We can just pop
There
a
you
few and then order some wings.
might as well. I mean, that'd be great. That'd be absolutely great, and I think you'd like it. I think you'd like to watch the miniseries.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. The only reason I haven't watched it is because when it came on, it was on Sci-Fi, right?
Yes.
And I haven't had cable since like 2007.
Really?
I've only had streaming services since. When I went to the military, I was using Netflix, but the CD service where they just gave me CDs, and I would get TV shows and stuff like that. But I've never actually watched cable TV or any kind of programming. And everything with either pay-per-view, streaming, or Netflix DVDs through the mail.
Oh well, okay, that makes sense. I can't imagine life without cable back in the day, but
No, I mean, like, I used to. I used to watch Cartoon Network. I used to watch Sci-Fi and stuff like that. But when Battlestar Galactica came, it was like that time it came in for me. I just didn't have it, and I didn't know about illegally streaming stuff yet.
True. Allegedly, of course we don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, so this article comes from cinema11.com. While the science fiction genre has stepped up its game with plenty of additionals since the last recent, Ron D. Moore's Battlestar Galactica still remains one of the best when it comes to television shows. That may be why there were a lot of mixed reactions when they announced Sam Esmail will be rebooting the franchise, though recent word on the project says it won't actually be a traditional reboot at all. I didn't know Moore was still doing shows. Moore's, whose Outlander just premiered season 5 on Starz, spoke to press and in passing about Ismail's Battlestar Galactica and a conversation he had with Mr. Robot creator about the project. The two creators didn't get into specific story details, but during their talk, but Moore did confirm to press that Battlestar Galactica reboot is not actually a reboot. He says, Sam called me and was very gracious. He didn't pitch me the story, so I don't know, but he said that his plans wasn't going to restart the show and recast, but he wanted to do something in the same universe. Sam's amazing, and I love Mr. Robot. I was like, you're an amazing guy, an amazing writer. Go with God. So Ron D. Moore signaling to the press that he signaled to the press that he has complete faith in the abilities of Sam Esmail and was a fan of Mr. Robot, and he told Variety that the new Battlestar Galactica is going to exist in the same universe and not be a straight reboot as his acclaimed series, which was a reboot to the original show. So Battlestar Galactica for me is huge. I love that show whatsoever. The thing is though is that I don't know for it to be. All right, they did a prequel called Caprica, which is a family drama vastly different than the war drama that was Battlestar Galactica. I loved, by the way, Caprica. I loved where it was going. I loved the world building. So that was, you could call that a side story or a prequel to it. Then they did Battlestar Galactica Blood and Chrome, which is another, was about the first Cylon War and Young Adama. But other than that, I don't know how much further they can go with this show with a tangential accompanying series, unless they're going to talk about the Pegasus. But they kind of got into the Pegasus, which is the other Battlestar Galactica ship, the other Galactica type ship, or the other, I forgot what they call them, Jesus. The colonial ships that survived the onslaught of the Cylons when they ravaged the 12 colonies and the 12 worlds. So I'm curious to see what this will do, because the show ended a certain way and didn't leave any room for a sequel. And besides, unless they're going to say that another galaxy or another Galactica type survived and is out there in the world being chased by Cylons, I don't know how else you can play with this show. So I am curious. I'm pretty sure that Garfox will be curious once he sees the show, because honestly, I don't know where else they can go with the show, but we'll go from there. If you guys are interested, huh? You gonna say something?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say if you guys are interested in what's going on with the reboot, hit us up. I'm a huge Battlestar Galactica fan, so I'd love to talk Battlestar Galactica with anybody at any time, all the time, right now. Call me right now.
What do you think about my new glasses?
They're subtle, and so much so that I don't really like. They don't really distract from your facial features. It looks good, you
They're
know.
just really big. There's these like, but I like them because they're thin. So when I wear this, it doesn't
Yeah,
bother me.
they're thin.
And
They may be big, but they're thin, and to the point where it's like, it's more stylish than
oh well,
functional.
yeah, the frame is thin.
Yeah,
And the other ones, it's just like I always had like the I guess designer ones. I mean,
right.
this is Ray-Ban. It's not a cheap one, but I had like Lacoste and I had like the Armani Exchange. It's just like they're narrow and kind of skinny. So like whenever I look down, like right now if I'm on a computer, I'm like this, and I look down at my keyboard, I'm not using my glasses anymore. I fucking hate it.
Oh, okay. I see
So
what
I
you're saying.
went. So I went to the Thomas like, can I get something like big, like grandpa glasses, and I can actually play video games, look at the computer, and not have to do this all the time. So
They look good. They look good. They look good. See
hmm.
my new BB-8 shirt.
Yeah, that actually reminds me that he's on Battlefront 2 now. I have to check that out.
BB-8? Really?
Yeah, you can play as BB-8.
To do what? Just stun people?
You stun people. I think you heal people. You're like a support character.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to Rick and Morty joins Krispy Kreme for a Pickle Rick Donut. So this article comes from hypebeast.com, and this is kind of cool. The latest bit of Rick and Morty licenses arrive in the form of donuts and a milkshake from Krispy Kreme, coming off a surprising collaboration with Reese's. They had a Reese's thing? I didn't know that. The new Australia exclusive offer show sees 3 donut flavors: Pickle Rick, which is a lemon flavored, which is kind of weird. Simple Rick's wafer cookie, and a strawberry smiggle.
It sounds kind of good actually. I wouldn't mind some of those.
It does. All 3 donuts can be washed down with a fleep juice shake, made from Krispy Kreme's raspberry and blue heaven flavors. Those in Australia can find this assortment of special treats launching on March 16th at select Krispy Kreme locations. Why is it not happening here? Are you serious? Krispy Kreme Australia, rubble up dub dub. Our Krispy Kreme X Rick and Morty donuts and shakes range have arrived. This is on their Twitter. Why is it only in Australia? That's so weird. It's just me? That is weird. It's only in Australia? I want this. We should do a petition.
You know what it is? It's probably the government trying to take the attention away from the bushfires.
Yeah. Well,
kind of like when we have a really big scandal, the McRib comes out.
The new is that true?
Well, typically the McRib does release around like bad political stuff.
Oh, I gotta look that up then. I'm curious.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Please don't kill me, Hillary.
All right, so we're allegedly. All right, we're moving on to Michaela Spielberg. Steven Spielberg's daughter comes out as a porn star. This article comes from nypost.com. Flex, you're gonna take this because you actually aren't you the one who put us onto this? Who put us on?
Yes.
Yeah, you put us onto this, so it's all you.
So just I know like the articles are all clickbait. I mean, it holds true, but she's a self-proclaimed porn star. I think she's out there doing porn and so on.
Well, I mean, from what I read, did she take some pictures and she was sleeping with people on camera and she said that she wasn't going to do it anymore out of respect for her fiance?
Her fiance? I didn't read that part. She's engaged?
Yeah, I believe it said she won't be doing it anymore out of respect for... I read the entire article, by the way, because I was completely... But I believe she said, she was in it, and basically, when she was younger, she was bullied because she had a big chest, and she's now happy that now she's grown into it. Yeah. So when she was bullied because she had a big chest, she was bullied by it.
What kind of faggot?
So she's like, this is not because I hit rock bottom. It's because now I finally feel good that I can use my well endowment for enjoyment of others. Basically, what she's saying. So
and actually, I like this article because a lot of people are very.
There it is. Michaela previously posted Pornhub videos with her titties, like huge beast-breasted women, pleasures herself in a calm environment.
Okay,
so she did put herself out.
Definitely gonna watch this after this.
I did not find anything.
I'll find it. Trust me.
Okay,
I found the good shit. But I want to start out by saying I know people are gonna be very quick to slut shame or just like try to burn this girl.
Right.
But First of all, I want to start out by saying, very respectfully, man, she has got a set of titties on her.
Yes, agreed.
Also, I absolutely applaud. I applaud this woman for what she did because this is just my assumption, right? But I'm going to assume she's not in a position where she has to do this to survive.
No, she's
I
not.
mean, her father, whether she's adopted or not, is a very, very successful and wealthy man.
If I could cut in, it says this is a quote from her. This isn't like an end of the road or I've hit bottom choice. She says this is a positive, empowering choice. I realize there is no shaming in having a fascination with the industry and wanting to do something that is safe, sane, and consensual.
Yeah, exactly. I applaud it. She's doing it the right way. I mean, it seems like she's not doing it, like she said, for any issues or any necessity. It's something she enjoys, and I absolutely applaud a woman who is comfortable and enjoying herself the way she wants to, without worrying about someone critiquing her. Listen, man, I'm a titty guy.
Are you a legs man?
Yeah.
I love you a nice pair of legs, long
You
legs.
can just tell us, bro, you're gay. But
because I love legs.
no, I'm kidding. So but man, like I just can't fathom. I can only imagine the people who made fun of her having a big chest must have been women.
Yeah.
There's no way it was a man, and if it was a man, you know what kind of man that was, right? So
Well, it means that the man, you know what they say when you make fun of somebody, you really like them. So
yeah, but it seems like it was a little bit too much because she had to, like, it's obvious when you make fun of someone because you like them, but like you make fun of, like, if I like a girl, I'll make fun of her teeth or her smile, her laugh, not her ass, her titties, not something I'm gonna put my face in. You know what I'm saying? But I applaud it that she's doing it, and she decided to stop doing it or whatever or not. I applaud that she's comfortable in her skin, that she's. This is, to me, this is female empowerment. Um, you know, and it's not the only form, obviously, but this is the form because she's using something that, like she said, using her will and dominance for someone else to entertain it. She knows that she has this. She uses it out of her own free will, and she does it well. She does it well. And I know anybody who chooses to shame her or oh, you're Spielberg's daughter, what are you doing? Shame on you. Shame on you. Okay? This girl is doing what she wants to do. She has the power to do so. You only wish you could have the balls to go out and do this, So, applaud her. This is great. And if you think this is shameful and this is degrading, your mom's a hoe.
Oh, ooh. Good answer. And I'm going to put it right there. It says still, the fledgling adult entertainer vows she won't have sex on camera anymore with anyone else out of respect for her fiance, Chuck Pankow, who's 47 years old, by the way.
Damn.
So her fiance is 47 years old. She's 23. So that's interesting right there. So,
hey, you think when they're home, you think they fuck? I don't mean like make love.
You know what I find funny about that is that I've seen a few documentaries and they don't actually bring that kind of behavior with them home. They actually want like the real deal. They want
No. I don't mean this stuff is here in porn. I mean like there's making love, there's having sex, and there's like fucking like with passion. Like this is the person you love, but you also want to kind of just choke the life out of them. Like like you fuck. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know. I do not know what you're saying. Not even close to know what you're saying.
Like sometimes you just want to fish hook someone.
You are one of the most unique geek bro that we have on air. That's all I can say. But
really?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought it'd be Garbanzo.
You think Garbanzo's the most unique geek bro? Why would you say that? He's the most naive geek bro, in my opinion. If we have to say anything like that, maybe not naive. I should say, optimistically naive geek bro that we have on here, and I'm the most miserable one. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm stalling because I'm posting our reviews, our I was posting our Instagram and IGTV for the 95, so I don't have to do that when I'm done. All right, and that is the end of that. We're moving on to, and I only did this because you guys watched the movie. I never watched any of the movies. A closer look at Keanu Reeves. Oh no, not this one. That is right. Then the next one. Okay, nope, I did like this one. A closer look at Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss on the set of Matrix 4. This article comes from HollywoodPipeline.com. Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss in full costume as Neo and Trinity on the set of Matrix 4, currently filming in San Francisco as they ride a motorcycle in all black attire. Their actors were pictured riding a decked-out bike that was being hauled by a massive crane that featured a platform for the film crew to stand while they were filming the scene. He was wearing a long black winter coat, dark gray t-shirt, black denim pants, a black zipper. Oh my God, why are we describing this? Anyway, so director Lana Wachowski was spotted on the platform of the crane sporting an orange hair and black puffer jacket as they were directing. So, that's it. Matrix 4 is really happening, and he has long hair. He basically looks like John Wick. But anyway, what do you? He does. It's the John Wick style. So, what do you guys think? Matrix 4. Do we think that this is gonna jump the shark even more? Has already jumped it, or are we even excited about it? Do we? How is Neo back? How's Trinity back? Kind of thing. Thanks for joining us, Garbanzo.
Hello, gentlemen. Yeah, sorry about the late entry. Had some things I got to take care of, and I took a lot longer than I expected, but it's okay. I am here.
Better late than never. We appreciate you.
I miss you guys too.
I want to say that I am excited for Matrix 4. It's nice seeing Neo and Trinity again. I'm not as excited, obviously, if this was a Star Wars movie, but it's nice to see it again because I think the movies were all pretty solid, and they were a pretty important part of my childhood.
Garbanzo, Matrix 4.
I mean, I'm curious to see where they're going to go with the story. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with the Chosen One whole thing and see how that goes. I want to see what John Wick's going to end up doing in the Matrix. It'd be kind of cool to see if he goes all John Wick in the Matrix. Then
what if the John Wick universe is where Neo's mind went after he gave his life up for
Fuck.
What if that's another control thing, and that's where he went? Kind of like when his body left and he was kind of stuck in the train. The train conductor's area, a mobile station. Maybe when he died, he went and that's it. That's what he looks just like John Wick in the pictures, So what if he wakes up from John Wick chapter, which one was it, 3? And he's Neo again. He's like, holy crap! I just went through this whole dream sequence, and every time he gets knocked in his head, knocked unconscious, that's another sequel to John Wick.
That's kind of Jesus. That's the best way to describe that. That's a bit of a mindfuck on that one. I didn't think about that.
That'd be fantastic. It's not gonna happen, but that would be fantastic because we always thought. I mean, I don't know what you guys thought, but in Matrix Revolutions, at the end, spoiler alert, when he was able to stop those Sentinels, I always thought that it was a Matrix within a Matrix. I really was like, yeah, that's it. We all thought it was Matrix within a Matrix, and of course it wasn't. So, well, allegedly. So
allegedly.
I would love it if that's what it would be, Matrix within a Matrix within a Matrix. So, all right, we're going to move on to, and I want one of you guys to take it because I don't really care about John Wick. Popular John Wick theory suggests the franchise is about 5 stages of grief. This article comes from comicbook.com. Somebody take this from me, please.
I can't because I honestly don't care about this person's opinion on it. Like, I mean, it's not that it's bad. I don't know. Like, okay. That's cool, bro. It's your interpretation, I guess. I don't know.
I'm trying to because the 5 stages of grief are it's anger. The first one is denial.
Right.
Then comes anger. So how was the first John Wick denial?
I guess he's denying his wife is dead. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, this was tough. I mean, this is kind of like modern art. You sit there and have your own interpretation of it. I just don't have that interpretation. That's why this article to me is a little difficult to digest because it makes me not care for it because I don't see what this person is seeing, though I do understand how he can see it. Does that make sense?
Yes, you can see how you can interpret that, but you don't agree. All right, shared on Reddit by u/COCES theory suggests that John Wick franchise will last for 5 films. with each one representing one of the stages of grief: denial, anger,
bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
According to the Chicken Theory, the first 3 movies have been represented in the first 3 stages. So,
but I don't really see, because that's the whole thing, is they're talking about each movie representing a stage of grief, right? Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Okay, fine, cool. I get that. I understand where they're trying to go with it. But where are you seeing denial out of the first movie?
Well, it says here
he didn't deny at all.
As pointed out in the theory, the original John Wick movie saw the Hitman movie about his house with belongings of his deceased wife laying around. Something that seemed to show a strong denial that her presence was passing. In other words, she kept her stuff around, and John Wick Chapter 2 would have been the anger phase, pretty evident in the chaos Wick caused throughout, from dozens of dead hitmen and bodyguards to the character blatantly disregarding towards the continental ancient honor code. Chapter 3 followed the bargaining stage of denial as the character dug deep through his life, making deals with everyone that owed him a favor, despite not having contact with them in years. So far, so good. Well, so to say. So that's what he's saying so far, is that because he kept his wife's stuff around, he was in denial in part 1. Because he went on a sick rampage, part 2, that's anger, and part 3 is bargaining, because he went and struck deals with people and asked for favors, despite having no contact with them.
I'm gonna say right now, like, honestly, this theory is bullshit to me, and not because of any other reason except that this person obviously has never actually lost anyone in their homes. Never lost anyone close to them like that. Because the fact of the matter is, when keeping someone's things around is not denial. It's a remembrance. It's honoring.
Yes,
it really is. And the whole thing is, there's no way to downplay that fact, because when you lose someone really close to you, you don't deny the fact that person's gone by hiding their things or getting rid of everything. You use that to remember them, to honor them. I have a picture of my father, not because I'm in denial that he passed, or I keep a shirt that admits. Keeping all his things around.
Did you watch? I didn't watch the movie, but I'm assuming that what he gave me is that her things are still in the house, as if she's still there, as if she'd come home at any moment. Her clothes are still left hanging up. Maybe her towel is there. Maybe her shoes are still there.
Hello?
I think that's yeah. Did you get any of that?
Sorry, no.
I said what the impression is giving me is that her stuff is still there. Not that he kept her stuff, but her stuff is still there, as if she was going to walk home any minute. The impression it gave me was that in their closet, her clothes is still there. Her shoes are her toothbrush is probably still there. Things that give you the illusion this person never left, is still around, and they're just not inside the house. That's the impression it gave me. Not that you kept, how dare you keep something to remember somebody, but that you left their presence as if they are with any minute walking home. I think that's the impression. I never watched the movie. I don't know if that's what really happened. Yeah. That's what I believe they're trying to say.
And I'm going to tell you right now that putting away someone who's deceased, putting away their stuff, is one of the hardest things that you can do. Besides the fact that it's not, and I'm not really going to say it's really denial. It's more of like a part of it, and I guess you could say part of it is denial, but it has more to do with looking through it. Hurts, going through the process of finalizing it, because now it's not the fact that while it's still there, it's not the fact that person may come home, it's that I'm gonna have to go through every single memory I have with him wearing this shirt, with her wearing this dress, those shoes. I remember the first time she wore these shoes. I remember the last time she wore these shoes, the last time she wore this necklace. So it's the intense memory attached to these physical items, which makes it hard to go through that. Which is why a lot of times people don't immediately do that. It takes sometimes months, days, years even, before you get to the point where that becomes a task that you can fulfill. Now, as part of the grieving process, they do say that you have to do it and you have to confront it. But it's something that it's not so much denial as denying that person's gone is one thing, but that denial process, believe it or not, for the average individual is not very quick.
I agree.
But at the same time, it's not denying that person is gone. It's you always have a string of hope, like maybe it was just all a joke, or maybe some weird thing. But usually denial usually ends with the funeral, and that's where the anger and depression begins.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it took me almost 4 years to put away my dog stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, that was heavy. That got a little heavy. So I'm gonna move on to something that's not nearly as important. Smallville alone. Huh? What?
No, go ahead.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say we should go back to Garbanzo's sections.
What section was that?
Well, him reviewing Star Wars and then the Disney thing.
Okay. Well, let me finish off these two, and then we'll circle back around. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Smallville alum Tom Welling was never going to wear Superman's suit in Crisis on Infinite Earth. This article comes from comicbookmovie.com. He said, "What happened? War? We're under attack." Oh, okay. So it was. This is Tom Welling. He says, "I was not part of the pitch." He confirmed. Had they started the conversation with, "So Clark is in the suit," I would have been like, and he goes pretending to hang up the phone. He says, "I think for me, it was just trying to protect Clark and the original idea of him being in high school before the Superman thing." Welling continued, "For me, I also thought that Clark on Smallville, once he put on the suit, it was not Smallville anymore. Everything became too easy." So he's like, that's not really information that's likely for Fly with fans. And we've previously heard that he didn't want to wear the suit in the finale due to concerns that he would forever be remembered as Superman. And I thought it was weird because when I heard that Tom Welling was coming back for Crisis on Infinite Earths, that's what I expected. I expected him to be in a Superman suit. I expected him to.
Really?
That's what I thought. Yes. Why would you come? It was obviously gonna be way post Smallville. Why would you not think that he was gonna be in the Superman suit like everybody else was? Tyler Kirshner and the other guy who played Superman in Superman Returns, he came back. He put on a suit. Why would this be the only Clark Kent not to put on a friggin' suit? Just put it on. You're only gonna be in there for like 2 minutes.
Because not in every single timeline did he actually take the mantle. There are timelines where he decided.
No, he did. He did though. In this continuity, he did. And when we pick up on Crisis on Infinite Earth, spoiler alert, he had just given up his powers for Lois Lane. He just gave up his powers. So how convenient. He had just given it up, and Lex in this world was president. So no, they purposely bypassed him being Superman just so they can have the Tom Welling is back, that hype, without giving us the payoff that we deserved. And I believe we deserved to see him in the suit. All we got.
Don't get me wrong. I would have loved to have seen Tom Welling in the suit, but I understand where they were going with it. They wanted to give a different outlook, a different view. He just gave up his powers to be with Lois. Why would he wear the suit if he already gave up his powers?
Well, that was a narrative decision. You didn't have to narratively put him in that particular way. You could have had him in the suit, and you could have had him give up his powers on the special. That'd have been great. You would have had both worlds. You would have had him saying, "Guys, no, I need to be with Lois," and give up his powers and take off the suit. But I think fans of Smallville deserve to see, because all we got was him ripping up in his chest, and then that was some CGI bullshit in the past. But yes, I was disappointed when he showed up and he was just on the farm and just talking to fake Lex. I was like, please tell me this is not all we're gonna get. Please tell me this is not all we're gonna get. And yes, that was all that we got. And I was quite disappointed. I mean, you don't watch CW shows, right, Garbanzo?
I have. I usually watch a lot of the crossover events because those are my favorite. Right. I did watch the first season of Supergirl. I did enjoy that. I did the whole Martian, the Martian the Manhunter, adding in there the John Jones. That was actually really cool, and he's actually one of my overall favorite characters from the series, as well as just kind of what they were planning on doing with some of the other characters, but also with Arrow and Flash. I'm a big fan of Flash as well. I haven't really been able to catch up in the last couple seasons. Right. I think the last one that I saw was when you find out that he spoiler alert, was his own enemy. I forgot which one that was. At the black suit.
Was it Zoom?
Zol-
No, it wasn't Zoom.
Zoltan.
It was yeah, not Zoltan. I know you're talking
Uh,
about though. It was Cro-Mag or some crap like that. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but I love that whole season was amazing, and that's the one thing. The CW
You're missing
DC.
out on good stuff, man.
No,
Because
don't get me wrong.
the DeVoe season. Oh my God, not a speedster, and it was just trying to outthink him. What, the Thinker? Oh, great season.
Yes. And then on top of that, I did watch the first two seasons of Heroes of Tomorrow, or the other ones.
That show is so batshit crazy. I love that show.
No,
Just because batshit crazy.
It's so chaotic.
Yeah,
it is utter chaos, and I love
crazy.
that. So I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. So that was actually kind of. I mean, like I said, I enjoy. I dabble, but sadly, I don't dabble as much as others. And I do really want to go back and watch all of the whole the Crisis on Infinite Earths series, because I just really, really want to see it.
All right, Flex, you were rewatching all of Smallville, and for you to know that even in his crossover, you never see him actually in the suit. How do you feel about that?
Same way you do.
Oh,
I mean, I just honestly, I mean, I would if it just feels like a waste of
I agree.
I mean, sure, whatever. We saw Tom Holland, but it just would have been nice to get that little bit of fan service,
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, I think.
Don't get me wrong. I would have preferred to see him in the suit, but I understand where they were trying to go with it.
Understood.
I mean, I don't hate him for it.
I do a little bit. The white
I
back
know.
by the quarterback. But Last Jedi sucked. So we're gonna move on to new mayonnaise ice cream bars are here. This article comes from nerdbot.com. Get ready for the new taste adventure. Japan has created a new ice cream bar that is pretty much like our worst nightmares, and among with the taste of mayo and white chocolate.
Actually, it's probably really good.
It also has way more calories than you would want to accompany it. It's also said to leave a very interesting aftertaste. So this ice cream bar is a whopping 585 calories. That's 307.
That's a meal and a half.
That's 307 over your average milk tea, or 485 calories more than a plain old fudgesicle. You might be able to get these in Japan market. Oh, I gotta get these for us. That's it. I have to get these. We have to try these on camera. They're selling them for 148 yen at pretty much every convenience store until March 2020. Oh no! You better move fast if you want it. I gotta find this. I gotta get it for us. New mayonnaise ice cream bars.
If you can find it, if you could find it, I can't say that I will. God, no. You know what? No, yeah, I'll do it. I'll eat it. I'll try it. I'll try it.
I love mayonnaise.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna get these.
I'm gonna make some
mayonnaise ice cream bar. I mean, that's got to be. I don't know, man. That's just a little wow. I mean, whatever. I'll try almost anything twice.
It has white chocolate. I think the white chocolate actually offsets the taste, and then the aftertaste comes from the fermentation of the mayonnaise, in my opinion.
Probably. And they love fermenting their weird stuff.
I know that's right. All right. So before we wrap it up, we're gonna oops, wrong one. We're going to circle back around. There's two topics. First, I assume you saw Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7.
It was the first one.
Oh, you were the first one.
Yes, I was.
Okay, well, we did a review for the Bad Batch. We'd love to hear your review for the Bad Batch, and then we have the Disney World giving Cinderella Castle Royal makeover response. So go for it. Bad Batch.
Bad Batch was amazing. I love it from the when they first talking about like, well, we got a special group of guys to come in, and they're a little bit different, and I was like, what? And I've seen some of the stills for the Bad Batch, and I was curious to see what the personality wise were going to come out, and to get them, I mean, the way they did it, it's like someone went to a D&D book or any kind of role playing book and said, okay, explain to me what a barbarian looks like, and they made a barbarian character.
They called him Hulk, the Hulk clone.
And they go, okay. Then we have our hunter. Okay, you have your thief or your assassin, and you have basically you're just batshit crazy guy. So I mean, they had everything kind of in there, and it was just really, it was probably by far got me super excited for the rest of the season. If this is how they're starting off, I can't wait to see where else they're going to go. I want to see what happens with Echo, and I want to know what happens with the rest of the unit. This is really going to give me. I have a feeling this is going to be exactly what we want. And Dave Filoni has never let us down before in referencing to this stuff. So
Star Wars Rebels.
The way he talks.
The way he talks.
I mean, honestly, when we went to Celebration, I did not expect that to be his voice.
Yeah, it's.
Oh god.
Oh man, I can't with you. But yeah, I was. So I'm super excited, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. So we're gonna see what happens now.
All right, so we had an article that I actually put just for you. Disney World is giving Cinderella Castle a royal makeover. So basically, they're going to make the blues more bluey. They're going to give it a gold accent around the arches and around the turrets and everything. How do you feel about that? As you have been the one there, if you've been you go there, like you have a timeshare there. So what exactly? How do you feel about this? They're gonna give it a makeover. It means they're gonna be a bunch of cranes all over the place.
I was actually talking about this with Jess and
Pink Jess.
Yes, with Pink Jess, and honestly, I'm excited for it. I think that the makeover. I've seen the conceptual images. I've seen what they're planning, and
you have.
Yeah, no, yeah. So we've actually talked about this beforehand about it because because we do go up often. We do go up very often, about once a month. She has a.
You're being so modest. It's once every other week, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it feels like to me, at least.
It's sometimes to me too. We go for sometimes we just go for a day trip. But the whole thing is that I mean, everything Disney does to do with reason. And the castle does need a bit of a makeover. It's been through quite a bit. It's been through a couple of hurricanes, and I think that this new revamping of the image is going to give it a breath of new life. It's going to give it a new sense of grandeur. I think with all the other castles that they've created since then, including Shanghai and Tokyo Disney, and also the Tokyo Sea, is going to be just to bring everything up to par. Now that they're actually doing the expansion with Tron and some of the other things they got planning going on, the new Tron ride, it's needed. It's needed. I mean, every single place they get facelifts. I mean, the Peter Pan ride has changed like 3 times, just to kind of make it a little bit more current. They're talking about possibly changing out the It's a Small World.
Oh, okay.
No, that is basically for everybody else who's actually been there, who actually has been there and seen it. They actually enjoy it. But you wouldn't know that. Because there's the curvature of that area, which is why you stay away. So. Well played. Well played. All right.
But I have a question for you, honestly. You don't think that them giving it a makeover takes away from the tradition, the history at all? I mean, that's something that's been 70 years to the day since the cartoon came out. It's pretty much the same. You don't feel like that they're taking away some of the history and the tradition by making it over?
No, because they're not changing the action. I mean, they're not changing it so drastically. I mean, shoot, at one point in time they painted like a big pink cake. Come on, and everyone went batshit crazy when they turned it into a cake. They did that for almost a year. It was like that. So now they're making it look like a more traditional, super high end castle. I don't see the drawback here. Was I a fan of the cake castle? I really wasn't a fan of the cake castle, but it was cute. It was very pink. I mean, I didn't want to lick it or anything.
Lick this dick.
Oh, I see. Oh my god! Wow, that looks sweet. Like
Exactly. It looked like a big confection cake.
Oh,
and
that
it
awesome. I like this.
But it was, like I said, it was cool. It was nice, but it wasn't my favorite one. Now they're going back to more traditional image, more traditional outlook on it. That's why I say that's why I'm excited for it. I'm excited that they're going to make it look a little bit more like some of the other castles that they actually have built around the world.
I see what you're saying. All right. Well, cool stuff. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. We're gonna, before we wrap up, don't forget you can catch us out on Instagram and Twitter as Geek Bros at a 0 at Yahoo. Geek Bros at a 0. Sorry. Email us geekbros at a 0 at yahoo.com. Facebook is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. This is where all the fun stuff is, where all the comments are. This is actually where our audience lives. So if you want to talk to us and communicate with the audience and the fans, that's where it is, because the posts we put up there, you know, you guys go nuts with that. So it's facebook.com/geekbros at a 0, GEKBROS. Listen to us every Wednesday, weebiggeekspc.com, even though we're recording on Mondays. It's still going to release on Wednesdays. And watch us the following weekend after each audio post, youtube.com/Vibrant Studios. Gents, shameless promotion.
Absolutely. Y'all motherfuckers can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Darth_Flex. Send nudes.
Garbanzo.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter on BeanTKE278. That's BEANTKE278, as well as Garbanzo's Corner on Facebook.com.
All right, and of course me, Vibrant Studios, VAPEREVS2DRS. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, website coming back up soon, and
brand consistency.
Yes, everywhere you want to be. So, thank you for tuning in to Keepin the Geek Bros podcast. And remember, geeking out still looks and still sounds and still everything this good.
This good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.